It's time for the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. Blake Sloan, one of the top real estate agents not only on the Grand Strand, but in the world. He's been featured in Forbes magazine, the Wall Street Journal, NBC, and many other publications. And now, the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. You heard the man. It is the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. We'll be talking about Blake coming up in just a second. 30 minutes of great information you're really going to want to need. And the thing is, if you need to get in touch with Blake, you can. Here's the contact information. On the phone at Sloan Realty Group, give him a call at 843-808-SOLD. That's 843-808-SOLD. Or go online to blakesloan.com, blakesloan.com. Either way, you can get the information you need, and he is available for you. So let's go ahead and bring him in and find out what this show is all about here today. Here's Blake Sloan.
Good morning, everyone. Got an awesome new show. Had to do a quick rerun, I think last week, whenever I was in New York City. I was supposed to come right back, but we'll kind of detail that. I was obviously in New York City with Barbara Corcoran. Filmed a new commercial, which was super awesome.
Yeah.
Got to spend some time with her and stayed a couple extra days up there in that crazy city. Got to hang around and learn a lot about, just real estate there, her, and business. So it was really cool. I kind of capped what happened there. It was really neat to kind of spend time with her there, and also that crazy big production that it was. And there we just streamed some of it on Facebook, but it was cool. So I'll talk about that, some things that she said. She's a firecracker, man. She's like, she's ruthless too. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Also, we'll dig into the micro market numbers in your neighborhood, your zip code. We went over the new numbers last week for last month, and they were very, very good. We saw a great recovery there. These are all over the place. Some are way up, some aren't up as much, and some different things you'll see based on area. The hurricane had a little bit of effect and made the numbers look a little better than they actually were, but we'll dig into that as well. But it's smoking hot right now, which is awesome. And also we'll talk about the number one reason not to wait until spring to put your house on the market. It's very, very important because there's some psychology in there explained from the buyer side, which we'll cover and show you some stats, which are really interesting to go over. They're national stats. They're really, I guess you say, more effective here because we're a vacation destination in the South, which I'll show y'all and talk about as well. And we have some really, really cool, awesome success stories. We absolutely crushed it. I put 4 under contract. I was out of town last week myself for those couple of days. 3 already this week, and so we're super excited about that. And we'll talk about some of those success stories where we got really, really, really neat results, much more so than just kind of the average that we see.
Well, it's just an amazing story, and if you've not tuned in before to the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan, let me tell you a little bit about Blake. He's been called a real estate whiz kid. He's been featured in Forbes magazine and Realtor magazine, other national publications, Wall Street Journal as well. Seen him on NBC. You've seen him along on all sorts of things. You've heard the commercials from Sean Hannity, Glenn Beck. You've heard Barbara Corcoran, of course. Seen him on the morning show with Fox and Friends. Put all those things together. It's hard to keep track of them all. It's just unprecedented as much as what he's done, especially around here in this vicinity. He's the man to talk to. Everybody else does. Last week we learned a little bit about how his team works and some of the trademark systems that he has for both buyers and sellers, and he likes to give a little bit of a taste of that just to make sure that everybody's on the same page. But what are some of the things that you is most important as far as what you deal with?
This is something that I can't really explain enough. That's why I made a commitment to make sure we talk about it every single week, because I see it every day. It's mind-blowing. But the biggest mistake people make on the consumer side is thinking that all real estate is the same, right? I think their commodity could not be further from the truth, okay? Because the bottom line is, in selling a property, there's 118 different variables from A to Z. If each one's handled correctly, guess what? That puts money in your pocket and the property gets sold. If anything's handled incorrectly, aka the ball gets dropped, you leave money on the table, or what happens most of the time, the property does not get sold at all. So meanwhile, you're burning through cash, the property's sitting there and it does not sell, which leads to frustration, stress, everything in the world. And so the bottom line is the single most important variable that determines your failure or success as a home seller comes to one thing and one thing only: the agent that you choose. And actually how they execute those 118 variables. The problem is most of them don't even know what those variables are. They're just winging it, right? They're just trying to throw an MLS and just hope that something sells. Yeah. And so what happens is there's no system to directly manage those. So they're basically just putting out fires, all the time. Or kind of, whatever that game, what's that old arcade game we used to hit the alligators when they popped out? You know what I'm talking about? So as soon as the alligator pops out, they're just hitting it, but it's not proactive, so you're obviously things are falling off the table. And so each one of those alligators that you miss is one of those that obviously are buyers who may want to buy. It's very, very similar to that. And so what we did, we identified all those variables and basically built a system that creates maximum leverage every single point. It's almost like stacking the dominoes. So piece by piece, we manage those up front to give us a big competitive advantage on the back end. It's called the guaranteed sold system. The only proven system to sell homes twice as fast and for up to 20% more money than traditional methods. And it works very, very well. It's proven. It's a science. It's not an experiment. It works every single time that same exact way. On the buy side, different variables, obviously, but we manage those the same exact way, proactively and step by step. It's called the Unfair Advantage Home Buying System. And again, it gives you priority access to foreclosures, distress sales, desperate sellers. More importantly, absolute best negotiation in regards to the home purchase, also home inspection, and obviously, guidance through the whole entire process. A lot of people don't realize that they have to go through in regards to making sure they get it closed, title, mortgage, all those things. We also went and negotiated and basically interviewed all the different mortgage brokers and lenders to find the most aggressive ones who lend the most money for the best rates based on buyer type. So FHA, is it VA, conventional, and because there's certain lenders that are more aggressive in certain areas, we know how to match that up in that aspect. And so those are big advantages. We add all those up at the end. There's a big gap between us, and traditional methods going through that process. But the key point there, they're proven repeatable, and they give you as a consumer the ultimate competitive advantage on the back end.
All right, well, great show comes second, as you've heard, so stick around. Do not go anywhere. Coming up in just a minute, we'll find out the most important number of the week. That's right, the mortgage rates and the micro markets. Blake is going to break down what's happening in your specific zip code. So if you want to know what real estate is like around the corner and whether or not it's a good market right now for you and your neighborhood, he's going to tell you that coming up in just a second. It is the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. Call Blake if you have any questions at 843-808-SOLD, 843-808-SOLD, or go online to blakesloan.com.
Hey, it's your friend Sean Hannity. Now, if you own property in Myrtle Beach, the national marketing plan of the realtor that you choose is absolutely critical. Now, that's exactly why you need to talk to Blake Sloan at Sloan Realty Group. Now, Blake has a marketing system on a whole different level than anyone else in Myrtle Beach. That's so effective at capturing local and buyers from around the world that he can guarantee to sell your home at a price and a deadline that you agree to, or Blake's going to buy it. While most agents rely on yard signs and open houses that attract the occasional buyer, Blake attracts hundreds of buyers each month, which creates demand and helps your property sell fast and for top dollar. Now, that's why on average, Blake sells a property every single day of the year and is ranked among the top 100 agents in the entire U.S. by the Wall Street Journal. Now, working with Blake is risk-free. If you're not happy, Blake gives you the freedom to cancel your contract and pay nothing. So give Blake a call today at 808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD, or just go online and see Blake's interview on NBC at blakesguarantee.com.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. To sell your home on time for the most money, you need a sharp agent with a marketing strategy that creates the most demand. Bottom line, you need a partner willing to put their own money on the line for you. In Myrtle Beach, I would hire Blake Sloan. His international marketing creates so much demand that if your home doesn't sell at a price and deadline you agree to, Blake will buy it. Partner with the agent I trust. Go online or call and get your home sold.
Back with the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. Get in touch with Blake in his office at Sloan Realty Group. Remember, it's Sloan Realty Group. The phone number is 843-808-SOLD, 843-808-SOLD, or go online to blakesloan.com, blakesloan.com. Mortgage rates, where do they stand right now? We'll tell you that coming up in just a second. Right now, though, time to break down the micro markets and see what's happening in your zip code. What's happening, Blake?
Okay, so all kind of crazy numbers. And I was just looking, even some of these numbers from the real time are actually up since last week. And one thing I'll talk about real quick is that with Barb up in New York, awesome experience. I stayed right there at the Knickerbocker Hotel, which is right in Times Square. Super neat. Her people hooked us up with all that. And it was amazing. It's obviously everything's a hustle up there. It's a million miles an hour. A lot of our clients are from up there in that area. But I really talked with her, and she's just so hardcore focused on business, schedule, personal assistant with her all the time. But, Shirley asked me, funny, she's like, are y'all still kicking what down there?
Yeah.
And she's just, she's straight at it, man. She's super cool with that. But really hammered on basically the overall culture of the team, making sure everybody has very, very high standards in regards to numbers and things like that. And one of the interesting facts that I was talking about before I came, obviously we updated the commercial. She wanted to know what the average sales per agent in our area was, and obviously how we compared. And she gets our numbers, fairly often. But so I basically update numbers. We always, talk about in the show, average agent sells about 4 homes a year, and so we did those a couple years ago. So now we did updated ones, and so total realtors right now, 3,891 with the local board of realtors, right? 3,891 realtors. Now, for sales, which is like home, condo, land sales. It does. Not counting commercial leases because that's not actually a sale, but there's 13,911 last year. Okay, so if you divide that 13,911 by 3891, that's 3.57 per year per agent, and so that's super scary in that aspect. And so that's something that you see that in that regard. There's no money to eat with or pay your rent, much less spend in marketing, right? And so that's why you see a lot of the homes just sit there, and what do? The agent just puts them in MLS.
Right.
And so I actually met with a couple last night who were frustrated, and they were referred to us by a past client who listened to our show and obviously was very happy. But we sat down and asked about their other agent. They were super frustrated. Now, these people were also agents in Minnesota a couple years ago before they moved here. The agent they had, they said the agent basically told them they had a big team and they had all this stuff and they did all these things. And so, like, all right, now I don't know the agent or anything, but they kept saying that. So we looked up right there. The agent has sold 3 homes so far this year. There's no way that you can, afford to spend massive overhead in regards to team and administration and massive marketing when there's 3 homes sold. And so that's the one thing you see over and over in this business. But that was a shocking fact that I thought it was still, right around 4, but 3.571 is what that number came out to. And so that's some deals and stuff. So super excited about that. Into the market numbers really quick though. If you remember last week, we talked about overall resale homes. Last month alone, we're up 18.5%. So we have that real-time tool now. So right now, sales last month versus the same month last year is up 21.2%. And so we're seeing the reality of the numbers here. Now, why does that happen? Because most agents don't put their numbers in until sometimes throughout the month, right? So we're finally getting to the accurate data. So from last month, October versus October 2016, sales up 21.2% for resale homes. That's a huge number here now. I mean, very rarely you see that many in regards to a jump. Now, why does that happen? Because obviously we know that some sales were lagged or delayed because of the hurricane, was that September? Or at least a purchase, August, September, whenever that was, which obviously pushed some of those back. And so that's just a very, very key number there to look at in that aspect. New construction we talked about before, kind of where they were down a little bit. I'll pull that number back up here in a second. So overall though, we're seeing, new construction is down 4.4%. But if you look at single family homes, prices were also up, which is awesome. They're up 14.5% last month alone for resale homes. So that's a key number. If you're thinking about selling and you're seeing why does this happen, if you listen to our previous shows, we talked about that the inventory was going down, right? And obviously demand's been up. And so that's one of the things that you're seeing right now. So right now the median price is $217,500, which is super awesome in regards to where the marketplace is at. If you look at let's say December 2016, it was $195, and so you're seeing that happen all over the market. The one key number that we're running into all across the board is inventory in the market. And so right now, months of supply is down 16.2% from the same month last year, which is why you're seeing a jump in prices very similar. Okay, and so we're still at a healthy, place in regards to inventory. There's 5.7 months total on MLS. Anything below 6% to seller's market. So that's just something to kind of think about for anybody that missed it. But if you want, I'm gonna hit the quick, numbers from overall marketplace. Sure. In regards to that. So remember, the micro market numbers are how your zip code's performing, your area, because these things matter. Macro and micro, you always want your agent to make sure to obviously look at what your specific neighborhood and or at least zip code is doing in that regard. So starting out at Myrtle Beach, and again, I'm gonna fly through them. This is the part everyone seems to like. I get the most questions about because they want to know, hey, what's my area doing, right? Sure, so Myrtle Beach, new listings last month is huge jump. They actually, there was 144 new listings put in last month, so a 92% increase versus same month, October 2016, which only 75. Why is that? Because we missed 2 full weeks in September, okay? So that's why it's skewed a little bit there. It's important, too, that obviously your agent knows how to look at his data and figure out what's going on. Closed sales, though, up 13.8% in Myrtle Beach, which is awesome. Last month alone, year-to-date, closed sales in Myrtle Beach, the city area, up 14.1%. The median sales price last month was down 6.5%, right at $303,750. That just comes with a different, kind of a little bit of changes in what homes are selling, what inventory is available, and that's not too alarming. If you look at year to date, it's pretty much almost exactly flat. It's at 295,200, down from 296, so not very much off, off there. One thing you're seeing in regards to days on market, they've gone way down. 125 days on market, down 20% from last year, which is great. On average, houses are selling at 95.3% of asking price there, and so pretty decent overall in Myrtle Beach. Condos, 46.7% increase in condos last month. Again, same exact thing from you saw from a hurricane, pushed a lot of those back. Closed sales in condos up 8.7%. Median sale price up 4.2% last month alone. Condos though, Sales are up 19.9% in Myrtle Beach year to date, and 8.2% in pricing. So great news overall, in regards to that aspect. North Myrtle Beach, you saw the same thing, a huge jump in listings, up 48.3%. Again, same exact reason there. Median sale price down 1.7% at 290. Inventory of homes, though, down 19.2% last month. So again, I'm going to come to this, and we'll talk about in a minute why it's so important to be able to take advantage when there's low inventory in a competition standpoint. So North Myrtle Beach performing very well. Prices at 1.1% year to date. Median condo prices in North Myrtle Beach up 18.7%, while inventory is down 22.5%. So think about that on property there in that regards. Little River, new listings up 18.2% last month. Closed sales down 20.3% last month. So this is one of them that's the very few that had a big time decline in sales last month. The great news though for Little River, sales up 11.9% year to date. Prices though up 15% in Little River last month alone, which is awesome at $229,000. They're getting 97.2% asking price, and so that's just something to think about overall there. And they've had actually an increase in inventory of 1.1% last month. So Little River doing awesome. Into Carolina Forest, they're absolutely crushing it. So last month, 16.5% increase in listings. That's not usual. Again, we're just seeing some backlog from the hurricane there. Closed sales up 9.5% last month. Median price in Carolina Forest last month alone up 19.7%. So huge jump. That's so you obviously want to take advantage based on where you're at in that regard. So $227,500 is the median price, where the same month in last year was $190. So awesome stuff there in that regards. The inventory overall though has gone up 10% in Carolina Forest. So you're seeing a little more competition. Why is that? There's new properties being built, right? You're seeing that's one of the few areas that are still developing land as fast as they possibly can. So that's really good. Year to date, houses in Carolina Forest up 9.7%, which is great in that regard. Into Conway, closed sales up 15.7% last month. Median price up 16.6% last month. Inventory is also down in Conway, down 8.2%. So you can see the correlation there. Why you saw a big jump in prices. $174,950 is the median price last month in Conway, which is awesome news. Prices are up 6.7% year to date. And the other part in Dolores, sales up 8.8% last month. I'm sorry, sales prices, median price up 8.8% last month. Closed sales last month in Dolores up 107%. So obviously it's a smaller area. So there were 13 sales in October 2016, 27 in October 2017. So you can kind of see why there in that regard. Price year to date in Dolores up 5.9% overall. So you're seeing a great trend all over the map here. Soxty, median price up 8.1%. Inventory is down 6.7%. And year to date though, prices in Soxty up 11.5%. We're seeing that all kind of fluctuate a little bit because there's new construction, resales. You're seeing a combination. They're building like crazy as fast as they can on 707. If anybody's driven through there and seen that. Garden City Myrtle's Inlet, they crushed it too. Last month though, there was 46% new listings on the market. 308,500 median price, up 22.9% from the same month last year, which is awesome news. Median price for the year to date is down 3.5%. The one thing to think about with Garden City Myrtle's, they group it together. I don't like they do that because it's so different. You have properties in the Point all the way to some off of 707. So you definitely want to make sure that you have an agent who's able to take data and break it in by neighborhood. We have the same. We built software to take and extract everything from your neighborhood, and it puts it all into basically these visual spreadsheets. You can see exactly what it's doing. Surfside Beach, a huge increase in listings last month. It went from 21 in 2016 to 56 last month alone. So that's obviously due with a lot of them that were held off. Median price last month down 5.4% at $215,500, and year-to-date prices up 0.5% at $218 in that regard. Surfside inventory is also down 1.3% there, so it's a great opportunity to take advantage of this. Last one here really quick is in Aner. So Aner closed sales last month, huge jump, 50%. Price is up 23.3% last month, while inventory is down 25.5%. So you can see the challenge there, right? A 0.25%, pretty much a quarter decrease there, almost a quarter increase in prices. So that's something to keep on top of. 2.2% increase for you. So what does that mean to you all? It means obviously you want to make sure you take advantage of this low inventory right now. And I'll talk about it in a minute if we have time, but one of the big challenges across the entire United States, and there's a quote I read, and I had it saved here for a little while, but it talks about the one challenge is you have inventory, once it gets down to like 4.3 months, 4.5 months, it becomes like running a car engine without oil. It comes to a grinding halt because buyers get frustration, buyers get fatigued. We're not there yet. There are some other areas that are, but also the seasonal aspect makes a big difference as well. One of the things driving this too is interest rates. We can hop into there too if you want, right?
Yeah, great.
So interest rates were back, still below 4%, 3.98%. So it's ridiculously low, which is awesome. Last week's show 3.96. 15-year fixed rate 3.32%. 30-year FHA 3.65%. A jumbo loan 4.18%, and a 5-year adjust rate mortgage 3.17. So bottom line, rates are still ridiculously low, still massive amount of buying power going forward in that aspect. So that's something to think about. Buyers are still out buying, they're still moving, and obviously they're moving before the end of the year. And that's why you want to make sure you get to that point as well. How much time do we got?
Oh, we got a lot of time.
Okay, so we got time for the break, right? And then, okay, cool. We'll take that, and I want to talk about that, the success stories. And I really want to get into that, why people shouldn't wait till the spring. These reports are pretty interesting overall for sure.
Okay, cool. We'll go into a break here right now. When we come back, we got more great show to get to. You've heard a lot of great numbers here over the last 20 minutes. Give Blake a call. Get kind of a recap of what's going on. He's there available for you at 843-808-SOLD. Even during the holidays, he is working. 843-808-SOLD. Give him a call at Sloan Realty Group or go online to blakesloan.com. That's blakesloan.com.
Do you want your home sold on time and for the most money without all sorts of excuses?
We have like 8-9 minutes left.
And when I had to sell my home, I went through several agents who all had good ideas, but the bottom line is they couldn't get the job done.
Yeah, I wasn't on that screen to see what the time is, but yeah, we'll be at 22:45 after this, so we got about 6 minutes or so when we get back.
Okay, we'll hit the bars real quick, and then
Okay.
I'll squeeze it in.
From around the U.S. and around the world, and week after week, he attracts hundreds of buyers, and that creates incredible demand. And that's why he can guarantee to sell your home at a price and a deadline that you'll agree to, or he's going to buy it. Plus, you don't really risk anything when you list with Blake, since if he doesn't live up to the contract, you walk away free and clear. It's really no wonder why Sean Hannity and I, along with real estate tycoon and Shark Tank star Barbara Corcoran, endorse Blake. Call Blake Sloan right now, 808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD. Or visit Blake's website, that's blakesguarantee.com. blakesguarantee.com. Or listen to Blake's Real Estate Show every Saturday morning at 9 or Sunday morning at 11:30, right here on WRNN.
Back to the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. As you just heard a second ago from Glenn Beck, get in touch with Blake at 808-SOLD, 843-808-SOLD at Sloan Realty Group. Coming up, we've got some great success stories. Right now, though, it's time for your Hot Buyers Alert. Blake is looking for homes. If it's yours, he wants it so that he can sell it for you. If you're anywhere in the range between 150 to 3.5 million, 150,000 to 3.5 million, give Blake a call right now at 843-808-SOLD to find out what he can do for you. How many people are out there looking for homes in the Myrtle Beach area? On Blake's website alone, he's got 41,646 active home buyers. Those are active home buyers, people that are checking back multiple times a day to make sure that they are the first one in line whenever they see a brand new listing.
Yeah, these are real people too. That's why I say, like, they have username, password, account. Like, there are 40, plus 1,000 people that are searching continuously on the site. And so the big advantage we have is we create more demand for the property because we outspend the average agent 100 to 1 from a marketing standpoint.
Yeah.
Buyers from all over the country right now. Tim Harris on the site from North Carolina, Annie Blaine from Florida, Sean Davis, Rockville, Illinois, Jameen Stump, Belleville, PA. And so the bottom line is we have buyers from all over North America. Also, obviously international buyers we get a lot, but we have a business model that gives us a huge competitive advantage. We can spend more money to acquire buyer clients, period. Because I'm a single agent with 40,000 buyers, I'd be out of business, right? Our team model gives a huge advantage there to drive massive traffic to your property, and we even have software that matches up buyer and seller. We just showed some people yesterday, and you can just see the look on their face like, holy cow, it'll score each and every buyer we have and match them up to that specific property on what percentage match they are to the property we have. And we're able to match up buyer and seller, which is super awesome. So if you're thinking about selling and you have not reached out, definitely make sure that, give us a call. Don't wait. 843-808-SOLD. We're still crushing it, this weekend. My team and I, are still working. While a lot of realtors are kind of sitting back and relaxing until the end of the year, we got the hammer down. I met with my team twice now and said, look, I'm not taking my foot off the pedal. We're continuing with the momentum here, and basically we got to step it up, make sure you got to put the extra hours in if needed, and we're hiring more people. So that's one thing to keep in mind. I want to get to these awesome success stories real quick. Yeah, so super neat. We have tons of them. These are just basically the top 3 I can get to. Big congratulations to Patricia. She had a house in Myrtle Beach. It listed with 2 previous agents before us. The last one was listed for 218 days, 0 action, 0 offers. When she came to us, she was super frustrated, pretty much worn out, and she was about to give up. But the very cool part, check this out. Multiple radio listeners who listen to the radio show told her to call Blake Sloan, and she has seen where we have sold other properties in her neighborhood. But the key point there, it wasn't just one, as multiple listeners of the show told her to call. So that's super awesome, because here's why. We listed her home at the same exact price as a previous agent that had it for 218 days.
Right.
Implemented global marketing blitz, professional photos. We drove massive traffic, 20 showings in less than 3 weeks. Got under contract for 99% of asking price in less than 3 weeks.
Wow.
So that's another example of the agent you choose matters. Details matter. So when you see a friend out there, like I said, tackle them, put them in a headlock, and make sure they call us 843-808-SOLD. Because here's the deal: she was super fresh, 200 plus days, and she's trying to move back up north to be with her family after having major surgery. So these things matter, right? It means a lot for you all to refer us and trust us with your friends and family. Also, big congratulations to Richard and Deborah. They had an amazing property in Myrtle Beach. Needed sold because they already had purchased another one. He actually heard us on the radio show in Sean Hannity, and also basically called us because he needed top dollar. We did global marketing blitz, professional photos, and this is really neat. So we matched him up with one of our own buyers as soon as the very minute it was listed. So we had one showing the next day and had it under contract within 48 hours for 98% of asking price. So again, these are different spectrums here. One, we had drove massive traffic to. One, we matched up with the buyer we had instantly, who basically requested back in, and 98% of asking price. Also, big shout to Greg. He's a repeat client of ours. He listed another one of his investment properties with us. The third one he sold with us, implemented global marketing blitz, professional photos, massive traffic under contract for 98.2% asking price, while the renter's still in place. And this is in 2 or 3 weeks as well. So awesome. I think we're about out of time.
I got about a minute and a half.
So people, the number one reason not to wait till spring, right, to do so is pretty much because of all the competition that comes in the market in that area. So what you find is the supply of listings increase substantially into the new year, especially spring part, including new constructions, which can obviously hurt your value of your home. The number one time people list homes is second quarter in the United States. But here's why. You got to think most of that's up north where it's frozen. Yeah. The psychology, if you think about, when do buyers start searching down here? When it's very cold, the winter time. So, right, when you think about going on vacation to the islands, when it's freezing cold, right? That's when the buyers come to Myrtle Beach because our climate's very mild. Sure. So our December, January, February is very, very strong compared to up north where everybody's hibernating. But guess what they're doing? They're hibernating up there, looking online here for properties. Absolutely. And they're coming down looking for a reason to escape. So people move away from pain more to go towards pleasure. So think about that and make sure you give us a call, 843-808-SOLD for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be nothing but a good experience for you. Just look at all the success stories that Blake has for you. Give him a call. That phone number, 843-808-SOLD, 843-808-SOLD. If you heard anything over the last 30 minutes you need a recap on, whether it's the numbers in your zip code or whatever it is, Blake's there to help you at Sloan Realty Group, and online at blakesloan.com. Blake, we'll do it again next week?
Yes, sir, I'll be here.
All right, sounds good. This has been the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show. Blake Sloan.
Hey, Myrtle Beach, it's Gary LaVox, lead singer of Rascal Flatts. When I'm Moving On won the award for